G'day, I'm Mitch Blackmore and we're at Henty in New South Wales for the Field Days. This is about the 2000th Field Day for the year this year, but we've actually got some new things that are on display here that we haven't really shown at many of the Field Days this year, so I thought we'd do a bit of a walk around. I guess to start, probably one of the big things is that we've taken on Walkabout Mother bins, which is a US company started by an Australian guy, Dave Hedt, and it's something that we wanted to find the right thing at the right kind of price point that made sense in the market. And we really think that the Walkabout Mother bin has been refined by a bloke who knows harvesting, knows the market, has used mother bins on his own farm and sort of went and tried to make the best mother bin he possibly could. And I guess our business model of selling direct to farmers has meant we can bring that in at a price that's really, really competitive for the features that are on it. I don't think there's a better option on the market. Should we go for a walk around it? So yeah, Dave's from Walkabout. He is Walkabout. So Dave Hedt started Walkabout Mother Bins when, Dave?
In 2016, started Walkabout Mother Bins in 2016 and took the concept to the US, and then we've grown to a point where we can export to all over the world, and now it's almost come full circle from growing up in Dimboola in Western Victoria in the Wimmera, and now full circle bringing mother bins home to Australia.
What were you doing prior to 2016 that made you want to do mother bins?
So I met a girl, there's always a girl involved, but moved to the US and got married and realised a lot of my friends needed help with harvest, and the mother bin concept wasn't available to them. So a friend I went to school with, who was an engineer, we set out to design the very, very best mother bin that was available. So we took all the good concepts, put them together, took it to North America, realised there were some additional things we needed to improve. Volume, remote systems, steering systems.
Steering. I remember you talking about steering because of the table drains on the roads with the snow.
Yeah, so the roads are quite built up, so it makes the entryways into paddocks really, really narrow. So we invented a steering system that has rear phasing but also hydraulically controlled. So you can counter steer the back of the bin around and it will turn inside a semi. So anywhere you can put a semi, you can put this mother bin. It's the tightest turning circle on the market. It has the largest grain output on the market. It has blending capabilities. We have a downforce hitch, which actually puts pressure on your drawbar to give the tractor more control over the mother bin, which traditionally is a real big challenge with towing mother bins around. So,
yeah, righto.
Yeah.
So do you want to just walk and point out a few of those features that you said and like, I guess the importance of them from what you'd seen with your experience? Mother bins. Yeah, so guys, a couple of the features that we have is we made sure there's a lot of visibility for the people loading the bin, and this is the self-steering front axles here, and then the rear two are hydraulically controlled. And if you want to pan up, you can see the gauge at the top at the front. You can sit in the tractor and it'll actually tell you where the rear of the bin is steering, and that helps you just know when you're going down the road it's straight, and how to make cornering a lot easier. So the vertical auger is a 22-inch. We can get 20 tonne a minute out of it. It has a 4-way spout on a remote system, so you can control all the functions of the spout without having to get in and out of the tractor or climbing up and down on the truck. You can do it all from ground level, or you can stand on top of the truck and control absolutely every single function of the mother bin. So it's like a pendant, or like you hang it off your neck. I think it's in the toolbox.
Yeah, it is in the toolbox. So just comes on a pendant remote, and this allows me to open and close the front and rear flow gates. It also allows me to move the spout left and right, or forward and back, and in and out. It means less climbing up and down for the truck driver. It means less truck movements. There's absolutely minimum amount that you have to do other than starting the PTO. In the event that you don't want to use the remote, we have on this side, all the functions are actually available through the remote system via handles, so you can remove
them.
Yeah, you can move all.
If you drop that in an auger, then you can use these. Doesn't matter.
Yes, absolutely. So you're never without being able to shut the flow off or anything like that.
Righto.
We made a really simple clean out system with clean out doors. So each 6 foot section, or essentially 1.5 metre section, we have clean out door that you can drop down, easily service, easily clean out, and very, very simple to use. Yep. Everything on here is simple to use. Bearings are all off the shelf, everything like that. Minimum maintenance.
Yeah, you've completely changed what the thinking around harvest for them was always just get more trucks, right?
More trucks. Yep. And then they slip seat, they call it, or they just get someone to drive 3 trucks, but that's more equipment that you've got to move to each paddock every time you move paddock, everything like that.
What size trucks are they running over there? Like what's a normal, like are they running singles that hold more tons than what we do, or what?
Nah, so they'll usually run a semi with a pup, right? From in the Dakotas where I'm from, but each state actually varies what they're allowed to run.
Yeah,
it's actually super confusing. You can't take a truck from one state, combination from one state, and move to the other state, because sometimes it's actually not legal. So
yeah, righto.
The variation is usually a semi with a pup trailer. So this is what we class as a 4,000 bushel, 110 ton.
People,
right?
About bushels, but in terms of trucks, like a single with a pup would be how many bushels over there?
About 1,200 bushels.
Yeah. So you're getting a couple of fills per.
Correct. Yeah.
That was the volume.
Yeah, that's why it's like 25 ton, 28 ton, somewhere around there. It's what it's carrying.
So you've got front wheels all steer and they follow?
They just simply follow. So whichever way the tractor pulls the hitch, these will turn.
Yeah.
So,
and they're all linked with tie rods, and that's specific to your bins.
These self-steering are not linked to each other.
Yeah,
they all steer independently. So if you're making a corner, it means this one will not steer as much as that one. It's the Ackerman steering principle to make it easier to turn, and it also turns tighter, so we have almost 30 degrees of turning in the front and 30 in the rear.
Yep.
So you can have a 60-degree turn essentially. So
these just do whatever the front essentially asks them to do.
Correct.
And then your back ones are hydraulically
controlled from the tractor. You can make a lot of corners without even touching the rear steering.
Yeah.
But if you do get to a tight corner, you can just counter steer them and spin the back of the bin around. A couple of the other options we have, guys, is, we have a scale system. Right now, this one does not have a scale system. We simply remove the dummy block from the axle and add a scale system if it's required.
How many of your guys in the States are running scales on their bins?
We build 1 in 10 with scales.
Yeah.
We're finding it's not a big requirement because the truck drivers actually load off their gauges, and the guys that are harvesting are using the chaser bin scales to keep a record of what's going out of the paddock.
Would nearly everyone run chaser bins with scales over there?
Yes, nearly, yeah. So then obviously it becomes a little, not obsolete, but it becomes a true surge tank where it's not as critical.
Yeah. So whereas it's more mixed here, isn't it? We're still selling chaser bins without scales, because guys are going, I just need to get it away from the header.
Yes, correct.
I'll let the trucks do it. I'll deal with my delivery dockets later.
Yeah. It's very towable, which is unusual for mother bins. It's one of the things that we needed to make really sure that was available to people.
Yeah.
Was make it towable, because they actually, it seems strange, but they farm a lot greater distances. We have guys that farm in 300 k's away, 400 k's away from, and they'll move equipment down the road. So we had to make it towable. Most equipment's set at 30 k's an hour, somewhere around there. It's completely comfortable.
Comfy at that.
Comfortable at that.
And like 220, 40 horsepower tractors sort of roughly where you need to be?
Yeah, so you only need 140 to drive the PDO. We recommend 200 to 250 to tow it around comfortably.
What's it weigh dry, like empty?
It's about 17 tonne.
Yeah, so you want a fair Lizzie on the front.
Correct, yeah.
Gotcha.
One of the things a little different in our mother bin too is, if you have a look, there's no cross members, there's nothing inside that obstructs you from walking down through it, and it also makes for really easy maintenance. You don't have to climb over stuff or climb around stuff or through stuff. So there is a camera system on both the auger and the rear. So the rear is for when you're traveling down the road, you can see behind you. It works just like a rear view mirror, and the one on the auger is if you can't see in your truck and you want to be standing on the ground, you can actually, or in the tractor, you can actually see inside the truck and how much you got in there. So cool feature. One of the cool features we do have as well, which is an improvement, so we've got a little bit of tree hanging up there, but
That's standard, is it?
It's standard, little gum tree hanging off there. So the tarp is self-contained electric. It runs off a little solar panel and a car battery. I can actually operate the tarp here, even though we don't have a tractor hook to it at all. Yeah. And I can run this 20, 30 times before any issues with the battery, but with the solar panel.
Would you normally have that solar panel sitting out at harvest time?
It does fold out, but it's perfectly okay there. Right. Like it catches enough for it to trickle charge, because with the mother bin, you're not rolling it. It's not even like you're going to the silo and rolling it every time you go to the silo. You might roll it once or twice a day.
And then, so next question is, inevitably someone buggers something up, hits a tree,
wipes the motor off.
Wipes the motor off.
No issues, because we've got a backup plan. We always have a backup plan. So we got a manual handle. Comes with all manual handle, so just pop the motor off and do it, so you're never stuck with not being able to cover the grain or get wet. So
this is 110 tonne, we're talking 110 tonne of weight, 110 tonne of weight with the tarp closed. No troubles at all.
No issues at all. Easy.
Because that's
we
where
can probably fit about 125 tonne of wheat actually in this.
Good weighing weight, yeah.
Yep.
You're always talking to someone, they're like, how many tonne does it hold? And you start talking about tonnes, and it's like, well, none of the manufacturers are lining up with how they measure that. So it's like, I was talking litres, because then at least with litres you can go, well, if it's barley it's this, if it's wheat it's that. You know, you're working on test weights or densities. You know, I guess for us on the farm we can at least say we know we'll get X amount in that because we've done it ourselves.
You've done it, yeah, that's right. And like your logo is, we are farmers. We know what it's like to say, okay, it holds 35 tonne, but it holds 40 of this and 30 of that. So whereas his litres is the correct thing. We are all 10 gauge too, so everything on you is, I'm going back to the old Imperial.
10 gauge?
What's 10 gauge? What's 10 gauge? It's about 3.6 mil steel, so everything's really heavily built. The chassis rails are 4 inch by 12 inch or 100 mil by 300 mil and ½ inch thick, so 12, 13 mil thick. So guarantee the auger to almost 2 million tonne.
Yeah, right. Okay. Wow.
So you run the auger through 2 million tonne, well, you know, if you have any issues with that, I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
So especially in wheat, we've got guys that run it in rice, and it's like putting sandpaper.
So it cleans out fine with rice, because I know rice can be a bit difficult.
Yep.
It's no problems.
We've had guys run 40% moisture corn through it.
Yeah, right.
And we offer it's not something that you need in Australia, but we also offer a vibrator for it. It's a bolt-on hydraulic vibrator that shakes when you're doing stuff that doesn't move very well. And really quickly, I get a lot of questions about the logo. The logo is really important to me because it's something that's important to me where I grew up, and something that's important to me for where I live now. That's how the Australian kangaroo came about. And some people love it, some people don't, but it's who I am, and I'm not going to change it. So yeah.
Because like we try and set up all the chaser bins or speed discs or whatever else, and anything we try and do is we try and do it like we would want it on our farm as standard, as opposed to trying to start with like a really low number and then go, oh, then we can put an oversized sign on, then we can put a tarp on, then we can put a thing on. When you do compare apples with apples, we're often significantly better priced, but it's hard too, because you don't, like, I don't want to sell something to someone and then they go, oh, I thought it had an oversized sign on it. Like, I'd rather just have it on the way I'd want it on our farm. Yeah. So that when you're selling something, you go, this is how I would set it up. There's more options again. We're sort of like trying to get to a level, it's the same with you with your scales, trying to get to a level which suits 90% of the farmers, and then the guys who are really, really wanting to dial into scales or something like that can take that option, as opposed to trying to make it as basic as possible to get the price down.
And then get you in the door and then upsell you on everything.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, this is what I would want on it. The perfect example is cameras. Oh, it comes with camera standard? Yeah, because I wouldn't want to drive down the road without that. Without that camera on it.
Yeah, from your experience, right? Your first one probably didn't have cameras on it.
Yeah, it didn't. And we're like, we need to put cameras on this thing. For the price, everything comes with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have toolbox, we have fire extinguisher, all that stuff, right? That all comes with it. And the four-way spout, things like that, you know, those things that are not generally offered with mother bins here.
Or anywhere.
Four-way spouts, remotes, even the front and rear steering is not standard on a lot of mother bins here. It's been a really fun journey. It's super cool to come back and do it. Just really enjoying working with Mitch, and we hope to be able to truly help farmers see that there's massive benefits at a really decent price. We're very, very price competitive with this, especially with all the fruit and all the things that it comes with as standard. Everything we talked about today, really the only option that you can option up on it is a set of scales and a vibrator. Everything else comes standard. Everything we talked about today came standard.
What sort of speed would you recommend driving down the road, and what sort of speed can you actually do? You can't record that.
I know, we actually can't say it. So,
do you want me to say something now? Or?
Yeah. I've got a kids book series.
Do you ever sleep?
No. Cut that out. Cut that out, I forgot. I forgot. Yeah, cut it out, I actually forgot. But I'm worried about what she's going to publish over here. So.